Oh, I should have just checked them. Yeah, microphone's good. Excellent. Okay, we'll wait for the stream to pop up, and then we can start talking about stuff and junk, and I need a drink. At some point it'll pop up, and you can see the glorious... Let's just move that out there a bit. I can move that up there a bit, and we have factories and we have aliveness. Hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome to Satisfactory. Now this is a game about building factories, as you can see. I streamed this a little while ago. In fact, my last stream was in fact Satisfactory. And it was the alpha version, and it was, you know, reasonably simplistic back in those days, you know, not a huge amount of stuff to build, and I think you only got up to tractors. Now it is out in early access. There's a little bit more to build now, but obviously it's not the full game still. It is on the Epic Store for a year, and then it will be open to anywhere they want to stick it. Yeah, so, this is a truck. Things have got a little bit more crazy since last we streamed this. It all got a little bit out of hand. This isn't even my only facility. I'm going to go down to the other one because my lorry's been out for a little while and I don't know where it is. So let's go and find it, shall we? So yeah, well, we'll just go out and find my other lorry. So I don't know where it's gone. It's not here. So these little blue things are called waypoints. Now, what I can do is basically just stick this into autopilot, and this truck will follow the path. But I don't want to quite do that because I need to be in full control over this truck, just in case the other truck comes the other way. But I feel like this is a very good way to show you quite what you can do in the game and what you kind of end up being forced to do, because some things are reasonably far apart. And because I don't have access to trains, I had to build a road, basically. And yeah, it might have got a little out of hand here and there, but the interesting thing about this game, okay, so it's early access. The game's been in alpha for a little while now, and there's not too many bugs. There's like that one T-pose as you jump out, and I've actually reported that today. Ah, there's my truck. It's run out of fuel. That's all right. We can deal with that. Let me just make sure I'm parked in a safe place while I just go and grab this slug. It's a green power slug. It's useful. Right. Let's. So basically, what I do is I keep one truck moving back and forth, and the other truck is sort of my... Well, I used to use a tractor, now I use a truck. It's my getting around sort of vessel. So it's got everything in it that it needs to be. There you go, and off it goes. And we'll follow it just to make sure that my new place is alright. There's also something else that I need to find at some point. We probably won't do that on stream. There's sort of things that you can find and thus research. Actually, we might do a couple of the other things that, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, things are sort of reasonably spaced apart. The oil is a rather long distance away from my main base, so that's why I set up the truck system to carry oil from one depot to another. And it's not actually that far away now, but you can see how the biomes sort of change. I think there is meant to be another biome, like a sandy biome somewhere as well, but I haven't found that one yet. The map, I should note, is 4 kilometers, which doesn't sound that much, you know, especially for a procedural generation type thing where you can just press a button and it all just does it. Except the map isn't procedurally generated; it's hand authored, so all the rocks, you know, everything was placed manually by a person. So it's a hand designed and hand built level. Are you going to be able to get around that? You're going to have problems. Some bits of my road are a little bit out of sorts, but should be alright from here on out now. No, bad truck. I might have to drive it the rest of the way. It's got a little confused with the waypoints because at this point it's the same up as it is down. So let me just, I should be able to get it onto here, and then, oh wait, no, if I just drop it down here, and then it can go from here, I think. Yeah. So if I just send it off now, it should, there it goes, off it goes. And the oil is a little bit further on from here. But I'm not going up to the oil, I'm going up to a crashed ship, I guess, a crashed vessel. Where did I leave my truck? Is it up here? I think it was up here somewhere. So other things to note, you'll see in the top I've got a current milestone. These are things that I have to provide to the main base, to the hub, in order to unlock something. In this case, I'm currently researching the gas mask, which will allow me, hopefully, to recover some of the things that I've lost. There are areas of the map which are covered in a gas that kills you, and I didn't quite realise I was driving into it until I was in the middle of it, and all these plant things were emanating this bright green gas, and so I died there, losing a bunch of stuff, and I've left a tractor in there as well, in the gas. I can't get to the tractor without dying, which is a bit irritating, but I'll get the gas mask and then that'll be fine. Now, I need to pick up something here. So over here, so this game is quite gracious about you just, you know, rebuilding half your facility every so often. So taking that biomass burner, well, I've just taken all the components that we used to make that biomass burner. You don't lose anything by tearing something up. Got to be a little bit careful now, because I know there is a truck around here, and the AI is very direct. In fact, it's so direct at this point I'm going to take the other route down, which is down here. Where is it? There. Just so that I don't run into... Oh, so these things here, they kind of look like crabs with crystals on the top. They emanate gas as sort of a defense mechanism, so let's not go too close to them. Also, what is that? Because there's something else that I needed for research purposes, and it looked sort of like that. Oh, raw quartz. I haven't grabbed that one yet. I'll grab a little bit of that. Radio and quantum technology. I don't know what that is. Well, I know what both of those words mean, but I don't know what it means in regards to the game. Anyway, so moving around here, what we have here is a crashed thing, and I'd spotted this one earlier, and I think I picked up the parts. You kind of get parts strewn around, which can sometimes be quite useful. Here we go, some reinforced iron plate. But more importantly is the drop pod. So, emergency door status is operational, so we can open that up. So some of these things need power, and some of these things evidently need to be repaired. But yeah, sometimes it's a case of you drop down a power thing and it makes a thing. Now I think there was another one somewhere around here, possibly. There was another one around here. Anyway, so we'll go on a little quest to see if we can find the other drop pod. But yeah, sometimes they need power and sometimes they need resources, it looks like. What's that? It's always worth having a look at these things. Limestone, nope, that's concrete. So yeah, this is kind of basically like Factorio. So if you were sort of thinking, oh, this looks like Factorio, yeah. It's like a 3D Factorio, but with cars. And over here, yes, it was up here, I think. Unfortunately, there's a whole load of gaseous beasts. No, yes, it is up here. Yeah, these things make gas, and that's bad. That's bad. Bad. Oh crap! There's loads of them. I can't get to that one until I get a gas mask. That's fine. I think that's all of the ones that we needed. So anyway, we'll go up back to the hub, slot the computer thing that we got from that ship into the hub, and do some research. Because that's kind of what you do with them. You research them, and then they'll give you a choice of three things to choose from. And I haven't quite worked out if it's a like permanent thing or just a short-term thing you can unlock. I don't know. But anyway, let's go back to base. So the first should know that thing there is a tractor. That's the first vehicle you unlock. It's quite slow, but it can do all the things the truck can do, and the truck can do all the things that the tractor can do. It's just that the truck has more space and it's a little bit quicker. But they both use the same fuel, which is pretty much anything that burns. And yeah, there is meant to be a buggy as well, and I may just not have unlocked that yet. I may need some specific thing, but let's get back to the hub and see what we can research. You can get a bit of drift with these things as well, because because the truck goes a bit faster, you can sort of drift a little. Not a huge amount, but a little. And we'll also craft that power slug into something useful for the coal generators. So yeah, if you go to the Twitter page for Satisfactory, you'll see various people building things, and it's quite humorous to see quite how big people have gone. Now, I think if I went that way, I'd find some useful stuff, but I might get lost. Let's go this way. These were basically my walls to say, don't go this way, but I'm going to go this way because why not? You'll probably see why not soon, because there's various sort of vehicles that have been left abandoned in the landscape because of areas like that. I think here I kind of went around? Question mark? Yeah. I think I went sort of this way, sort of like that, and then because I need something very specific. Down. That's a very beefy plant there. Down this way, perhaps. No, that's down into a ravine, and those things emanate poison gas. So let's not. God, somebody should mark these places to make sure that you don't accidentally run off the end of the cliff. Oh yeah, I'm the only person on this planet. Oh, by the way, you're the only person on this planet unless you bring friends along. The game supports up to 4-player at the moment, but apparently they want to expand that out to more than 4 players. Oh, I'm just back at my base now. This wasn't the way that I expected to go. And is that the desert over there? If it is, I want to go to the desert because deserts are cool. Also, there might be some of the thing that I need. Right, so we've got iron. No, this is not the desert. This is cliffs. Lots of cliffs. Let's not send our truck over the edge. These things are, for me, still a little expensive. So I do have to be slightly careful about where I drive. Though, basically as long as I don't take it off the edge of a death cliff, like I think that would be. But for general exploration, it's fine for the moment until I get something better. If it sounds like I'm craning up to look at the environment to make sure that I'm not missing that ceruthium or whatever it was, then that's exactly what I'm doing. that's gas. They're like little nodes, and you can't look for them, but you can, if you've got enough of them, research them. That looks like a power slug, so let's take that. While being very careful about that thing, because that thing is a bad thing. So let's just get my stabby thing out. So, can I get up to that? Not easily. It's only a green one, so I'm happy to leave that one alone for the moment. I can always come back for it. Just because of where it is a little awkward. That's a bacon thingy that lets you regain health. Oh, that's what some of my corpse that I really need back. I've got a health thing. And I lost it. Now obviously I could just get out here and hello, there's a thing there. I was about to say I could, you know, get out and build a thing up here, but I'm not going to do that, and I am now doing that. I don't know if I'll have the components to do that. So generally, if you come across a hill like this, you have two options. You find another way around, or you just build over it. The game just lets you do that. It's, as long as you got the components to do it, then it'll let you do it. So we'll do that. Because it's a truck, I like to go too wide, and then we should be able to just ramp up there. Oh, I don't know where that one went. But, I built something accidentally somewhere. Anyway, let's jump into the truck and get this up here. Like so. The idea being, if there's any sort of nasties around... Oh, I've run out of fuel, haven't I? The truck appears to be a little thirsty. Let's put in the... I got some of this stuff. It's fuel, basically. Yeah, which is it's rather nice stuff. But what I'm interested in is this. What is this? Oh, it's sulfur. Right. Yes. I don't have any use for sulfur at the moment. Let me just run over him. Yeah, I don't actually have any use for sulfur at the moment, but it's good to know that that's there. And it's a node as well, rather than, you know, I do have access to sulfur, but it's not a node. It's just like a little patch of it. So that's useful to know where that is. As for anything else around here, there is a crushed thing there. Let's see what the crushed thing needs. Oh, and that goes out to a sort of a plane, I guess. Right. Sure, we're all good. There's no critters. Got the wire. Circuit boards, nice. There's wire and circuit boards, which are the wire. Meh. I've got loads of it, like literally stacks. But the alright, so this needs screws. Now, I can just make screws. So it needs 12 screws, so let's just make 12 screws. Thank you. And we get ourselves another one of these hard drives. Right, do I want to go down there? I kind of do, just to see what's down there. It does sort of open out into a sort of a roadway, I guess. I'll just run that thing down, which is, it's nice that you can just run them down. Still alive? No, it's dead. Good. Yes. I also keep seeing all these sort of rocks here that look like something that I could... boulders that could be broken, but I don't apparently have anything that can break them yet, so maybe they're just there to isolate off areas that aren't a thing yet, or possibly just I don't have the thing that I need to break into those areas yet. It's good to know that they're there anyway. It's such a nice world. So yeah, so I should note that this is only available currently on the Epic Store. It's got a 1-year exclusive deal, along with rather a lot of other games as of recently. Oh, Valve must be terrified. Okay, so I think I've kind of said this before. I don't tend to like exclusivity deals because people at any point should be given as much choice as possible. However, there is a slight caveat that I make for the Epic Store, in that, quite frankly, it's not the first store to do exclusivity deals. This is something that has been a thing on like console exclusive games and all that sort of thing for ages, and EA games are only available on the EA Store. There's a whole load of Microsoft games that are only available on the Microsoft Store, and nobody complains. And yet, because Epic are seen to be stealing from Valve, for some reason that is very, very different. Generally, I'm not a fan of it at all. I don't know if I've got any books like before. Generally, I'm not a fan of it, just in general. I think it's, not a particularly good move. However, Valve have become too complacent at this point. They know that they can do whatever they like and nobody will care. People will still buy from their store. So the only way for... I think Epic saw that the only way to break into the market was to use exclusivity deals. I can understand why they might think that, and in fact I think that they're actually quite accurate in that, unless forced, an awful lot of people would stay on the Steam store just for convenience's sake, and that's what Valve have grown accustomed to. So the only way that Epic can get customers and force people, I guess, to look elsewhere is to use these deals. So yeah, it's a not particularly good move. Well, it's not a good move from, the whole idea of being nice to the customer. But then again, unless prodded, an awful lot of the customers wouldn't even consider moving over in the first place. And we kind of roll back to this whole idea of, okay, Epic are using exclusivity deals, but what makes that any different from Destiny only being available on the Blizzard store, or EA games only being available on Origin? It doesn't really fit. And I think that, the big thing is its convenience. Suddenly, if somebody wants to play Outer Worlds or Satisfactory or Industries of Titan, they have to download and use the Epic Store, which has an awful lot less features, but it's got an awful more features that people are going to, use. For example, Valve recently stopped selling their like TV shows and films because nobody was actually using it. I would expect the next thing to go would be their live streaming service, because it's awful. I don't know if anybody's tried to use their live streaming service. Sorry, I've been going around in circles because I've kind of got a bit lost. That's what happens when I talk and drive at the same time. I get hopelessly lost. Yeah, I need to expand these roadways out a lot. Okay, we'll back up and we'll take that one again. Yeah, the Valve live streaming service is pretty god awful. There we go. There we go. So yeah, there's that. There's that little bit of drama going on at the moment, but I think the Epic drama is going to continue on for probably about a year until they stop doing the exclusivity deals, because they'll have enough people over. I think after about 6 months, if they're still doing the exclusivity deals, then I think that's kind of, you know, going to be a bit scummy, because they should have been able to get enough people over to say, hey, you know, this is a thing, use our thing, because our thing is awesome and the developers get more money. I certainly don't think that the proper response to all of this is to pirate games, because all that you're saying there is, I won't buy from the Epic store, so I'm going to utterly screw over the developer, which means the developer doesn't get any of the money, and games companies shut down, because that's the reality of the situation. If nobody's buying their games, then they're going to shut down. They're going to have to find new places to work. Obviously, piracy isn't the only cause for companies shutting down. Mismanagement is a very, very big cause of companies shutting down. See, that's the thing that I need to cater on. Oh, I can't remember where I found it before. I can't research any of the rest of the stuff I grabbed, so as we've seen with Telltale recently, there's that bauxite, and I got some quartz as well. Got some computers. I need to grab the computers from upstairs. Right. Yeah, Telltale. What was the other one? There's been a few that have, few companies that have shut down just because of severe mismanagement by developers, and of course the people who were doing the mismanagement are of course the last people to take their paychecks, because the first people to be removed from their paychecks are, you know, the innocent developers who didn't do anything wrong. And I've got loads of this has got stopped completely. I'm not completely certain why. It might just be that I need to upgrade all of my belts along here. Nice thing to do. You can just highlight the belt that you want to upgrade with the upgrade selected, and just do that. Let's put one of my cores into the assembler and just overclock it. Got to be a little bit careful because of power. I'll be alright for the moment. I just need to find a power line and see how well I'm doing with power. Oh right, yeah, I'm alright. I can upgrade another machine. So those are making circuit boards. What are we low on? Circuit boards. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to put another one into the circuit board manufacturer. How? Yeah, let's do that. Let's put the second one into there. This is why power slugs are so awesome. You turn power slugs into those things, and that speeds up machines. These are basically upgrades for your machines, and that allows you to overclock your machines. I can also manually just put in some wire and manually put in my computer chips or circuit boards. Right, and if I follow this line back down, I'll upgrade the rest of these lines to make sure that they're all Mark 3s, because Mark 3s are really, really good. And it'll start moving these an awful lot quicker. Yes, you can ride conveyor belts to a certain degree. Just back. That should lead back to my machine. Excellent. That's that done. That's upgraded. Let's hand in the computer chips and see if we can automate the other thing. Got loads of screws coming out of this machine over here somewhere, so I'm thinking of looping the screws back on them, in on themselves, and then rebuilding these bits so that I can get my truck through a little easier. Just because getting the truck through at the moment is really, really difficult. But yeah. So let's upgrade. Not upgrade. Throw these things into here. So 10 more computers and 48 more of those modular frames. This is the thing that you use to unlock stuff, unlock research tiers, but I'm up to research level 6. And there'll be more tiers to come later. That's sort of reasonably automatic in that you can just tell it to, you can just funnel resources into it, and it will just collect those resources should you need to do that. Okay, yeah, so over here we have a second assembler. These things are huge. Assembler? Manufacturer, sorry. And that needs modular frames, which we've got loads of, and screws, which we've also got loads of. However, I need to get it into these ports here. So if I do a switchback type thing, so we go up here. No, wrong wall. Let's do that. And then we do that, that, and that. I mean that and that. So that one goes into there, that one goes into there. Oh god, how are we going to do this? Really, what I want to do is use this line and take it. So I'm just trying to work out where all my lines need to go. Around here, I think. Oh wait, no, I can repurpose one of these lines, but I can't remember which one it is. Just get some height. Oh, it's the second one up. So this one, if I take it out here, and then rewire it into there, is that the right one? Yep, into the middle one. Yep, so that's fine. So now we will be getting modular something or others, the frames anyway, out of that line. Instead of taking it on there, because that was for unlocking research module, we can just rewire it into there. Next, this one, which is going to be a little irritating to work out how we do these lines. I also need to move all of this into a sort of a better way of, well, doing it, really. Steal some cement, concrete. If I bring it up by 1, oh, yep, like that. And then we do, oh yeah, and just do, oh god, no, not that. No, not that either. I think it's done it under the ground or something. There we go. So what's going to happen is we take it over here. So we just need to have, right, so we've got a route up and a route down. This will be for my truck, so I can drive my truck up here and then down again. As for over here, what I want is a wall. With my so I can remove this conveyor belt and these poles and that one, and do that down to there. Cut this right back. Ooh. How about I put the merger up here? Because then I can put in a wall here. Just keeps it out of the way, really. So when I do that, doesn't work. Oh, conveyor belt is too long. That's fine. What we can do is conveyor pole stacker. Can get it up a little bit higher anyway. That. And remove these. Just get rid of all this foliage. So I have been playing some Space Engineers as well. Not so much recently because this came out, and this game is well, I'm not going to say the game is better. No, actually no, sorry. I am going to say this game is better. It feels more like a game. It feels more like I can run around and do things, and I'm not going to be stopped from enjoying myself. The game's not going to say, oh, you know, now you need to, you know, recharge or something. There's none of that going on. It's just, hey, look, you know, you want to play this game, just play it. Obviously, there is a health thing, which I just realised how low on health I am, so I'll just eat some of these. Thanks to that gas. But yeah, it's just you know, do you want to build something? Yeah, if you got the resources to build it, you can build that if you want. There's another power slug up there, but I don't know if I can get to it again. Poison gas problems. And yeah, so it's kind of and it helps that it's not saying, well, you know, you can put it down, but, you know, if you want to pick it up, you're going to have to lose resources. There's none of that. It's just a case of, yeah, if you want to do it, then go wild. Right, I need to actually... Okay, so... to expand this out a bit... oh, that's fine, you know, and we've got the little ramp thing, so actually I don't need to bring it up here. I can... Oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to do... Let's put in a normal ramp up here. So I can use that if I want to get my trucks up. That's fine. I would really like to move these cables over. Just because these cables are actually... They're not in the way per se, but, well, no, they are. They are actually in the way a bit. So it's just messy, essentially. This entire sort of section is just a little bit messy. So we can probably do something about that. Like move this power pole over here. Stick the power line in there instead. And it's hooking into an available line, which is the problem at the moment because I don't have anything on this side. I think I might have something a little bit further down actually. Really, I need this to hook into. Yeah, there we go. Right. So this line here is going to hook into here, and then I can use that to hook in that and that and that. Right. And over here, this line needs to be plugged into there, and all should now be good again. We should have power. I love that you instantly know if something's got enough power because you can see it. You've got sort of these big green things, and if there's something wrong, it will tell you. So, for example, this one is out of iron rods because it's not getting any iron rods from anywhere. However, I have access to both iron and the other thing that I need, which I've forgotten. Screws. Hold on, what's the... Oh, that's for screws. That one is for screws. What else am I... Oh, steel pipe. That's what I need. I need to move some steel pipe from over here. Bear with me for a moment while I work out where the steel pipe is. It's a bit of a mess. Slightly. Ah, it goes into here. So, a splitter. It's like a roller coaster in here. A splitter into there. Ooh, Jesus. And then, hold on. For the moment, this is going to send OCD people nuts. I'm so sorry. But I need to get it over here. Right. That one to about there, then that one to about there. Right. That is now going to split pipes into here. So the last thing I need is not that. Right. Let's see. Foundations. With a wall. Usually what happens with these, for those people who do have OCD problems and are freaking out right now, what I usually do is I do a quick down and dirty setup. You know, so an awful lot of this area here needs to be reworked, but that's fine because the system is currently working. It's functional. I will then go back later and fix the problems that are caused. You know, like how I did over here by hiking that up and accidentally cutting the power, I think. Yeah. So, you know, I know this is messy, and I get it functional, and then I roll back and work out quite how to make it better, less messy. At the very least, so that when I walk through the facility, because, you know, there's a power shortage or something and I need to work out how to fix it, it's so that I can work out what's wrong nice and easily without tripping over things and getting caught in belts and the like. You know, you don't get damaged or hurt by walking into a belt, but it's just easier not to. Right. So over here, let's put a splitter on this belt. So again, we're going to do some nice messy and probably incredibly not very efficient, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's do that there. This is where I need to use pole stackers because it's not at this point, it's talking about quick and dirty, but it's also in part I've got to keep it reasonably just reasonably decent really for when I actually do need to drive around it. I may as well do this. This is a great way of just getting it off the ground for the moment. Right. And yes, I did manage to put my base right next to one of the gas cloud thingies. Not my wisest of moments, but yeah, just means there's an area of my base I can't really go into. But that's fine because it's an automated facility. I don't need to go into all of the areas all the time. Generally, the idea of this game is quite simply you set something up so that you can just leave it. You can just leave it to do what it needs to do. Right, that's stage 1 of my cunning plan done. Stage 2 is just to upgrade this with Mark III belts. So it's nice and quick, or at least as quick as I can get it to be. Right, so it now just needs an unending amount of screws, and we'll be making the heavy modular frames in no time. And I will just see how many I've got. 6. Well, I can hand those 6 in, and I can hand in any computers that I've got. Yes. I will also just say on the stream. So I don't know if you will have seen this. I can't remember when I did my. Oh yeah, right. So I did a review of Space Engineers, and I also did a written review of Space Engineers because I can still do that despite being permanently banned from the forums. And I got a message from the community manager of all people, saying on the review, saying if you want to get in touch, we'll see if we can sort this mess out. So initially I was a bit skeptical, but I did eventually just do it. I had some free time in my hands, so why not? And yeah, it's going interestingly. Certainly. By interestingly, I mean I get a boilerplate reply from Keen Support saying we'll look into this and we'll hope to get back to you as soon as possible within 2 to 3 working days. So I gave it 4 working days and didn't hear anything, so I chased them. and I have had no reply as of yet. However, some interesting things went on in the comments page of my review, and you know, Dan, the guy who banned me, came in and said, "You know exactly how to get banned," which I said, "No, I don't. You didn't say anything about, you know, a way out." And he looked back and he said, "Oh no, I didn't actually give that to you. Oh well, if you send me something to say, you know, something to hold you to." It was very weird description, and yeah, essentially extorting me back into the forums, which I thought was very nice of him. Yeah, well, we'll see quite what happens with all of that. I'm not expecting to be unbanned, and I'm expecting to get the runaround. But you never know; they might surprise me. But I was actually going to do a follow-up to the that video, and I don't know if I'll do it as a follow-up or I might do it as a stream, possibly tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, just kind of say, hey, you know, this is what I've done after a couple of weeks of play. And I did give it a couple of weeks of play because I was waiting for Satisfactory to be released, basically. And it hadn't been released, and I kind of needed something to occupy my time. So I thought, yeah, well, we'll play that. I did also actually download the update to Fallout 76 as well. I'm not particularly happy with it, I have to say. It's I think that kind of says it all. It's just, ugh. So I did the quest, like to get the mask thing, and it bugged out right at the end, and nobody actually got any reward, which was nice of it. And it was just a case of what the hell's gone on. I got there, and it was you know, wait for the parade, or prepare for the parade to start, along those lines, and we were hanging around for a few minutes of just waiting for the parade to start, and then it started, and I think there was meant to be some kind of waves to attack the march, but the waves never came until right at the end, and then the timer ran out, and then you know, it was over, which was very typical, unfortunately, of the game. You know, I think it could have been a great game, and I think it, you know, had an awful lot of potential, and they messed up badly. And the brewing thing isn't, you know, all that either. You know, you get a brewing stand and sort of an express brewing stand or something. I can't remember. It was a fermentation stand or something, which allows you to brew beer and sort of alcohol. Yeah, it still needs an awful lot more work, unfortunately. Anyway, I think I might end it here, because basically I've now done what I wanted to do, which was set that up, and an awful lot of the stuff that I've got to do at this point is just of tidying up, essentially finishing off various upgrades here and there, picking through all of that over there to get some bits and pieces out of it. I think you've seen what the game is, what the game entails, and I think at this point, if you are interested in it, then either get it off the either you get it off the Epic Store in early access, or you wait a year until it's released on other platforms. You know, either's good as far as I'm concerned. If you get it on the Epic Store, most of the money goes to the developers, with 12% goes to Epic, as opposed to if you buy things off Steam, their split is 70% goes to the developers and 30% of it goes to Valve. And you kind of look at the Epic Store and the Steam Store, and you kind of wonder, well, Valve have got piles of money, Epic have got piles of money. Valve have probably got more money at this point than Epic, you know, because although Valve doesn't really do much engine sales, they do far more game sales, and there's far sort of greater amount of people who are just willing to buy, in some cases, TAT on their store. So, you know, the question goes, how is it that Valve can't pay their developers more money than what Epic can do? And it's basically because Valve have ended up with a monopoly and they don't need to be better. So, you know, if Epic come into the... If all Epic do is come in and thumb their nose at Valve and cause Valve to change for the better, then I think it's done, you know, they've done a good job, all in all. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I need to eat, actually. I think it's pizza time. So yeah, I'm going to go and eat some pizza, and tomorrow, possibly? I'll see. Depends when I get back from the shops. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow we will dive into Space Engineers, and I can show you what I've done really there. It's an awful lot of just mining machines. But we might be able to get some welding done and get some get my big machine into space, and I can run through some absolutely hilarious figures for you, like, you know, to dig 40 meters down you need a 50-meter tall tower. Or was it the other way around? Yeah, something stupid like that. But anyway, I'm gonna end this video here, stream here. So with that, I will say thank you very much for watching. I will see you